How's it going, everyone? So a couple springtime chores that we like to highlight here at IHOS to outline your landscape and keeping it in peak performance throughout the season. Today I'm going to show you a couple things that you can go around your property, just like this one, and cut back many perennials, ornamental grasses, trees, shrubs, anything in your landscape to keep it beautiful and thriving this season. So to start off, I'm going to start with this hydrangea. This is a limelight incredible variety. I'm just going to take the tops or these ends off from last season, trim up the stem structure into a uniform shape that doesn't encroach out of the landscape, doesn't exceed over into other plants, but also keeps the beauty of it in the shape that you desire for the season. Along with that, I have some ornamental grasses behind. We want to cut these back to 6 to 8 inches off the surface. I'm going to bunch them up into just kind of a stalk, cut them off, and then haul away all these trimmings and get the landscape back to peak condition. As always, we got hands, eyes, and ear protection as always. So I've now moved on to this beautiful maple tree. This year I am just going to take off a couple limbs to help with the field of vision from this deck towards the periphery of the backyard and the landscape that proceeds behind it. I'm going to be taking this branch and a couple of these lower hanging ones just to keep it up. So the things we're looking for is, you can see some of these branches above us are kind of leaning down. If you see any downward facing branches, along with any branches that are rubbing against each other. If there's any branches that rub against each other, that is susceptible to disease, insect damage. It gives the tree vulnerability to all those pests. Along with, we want to keep the canopy on this uniform throughout the season. If you can and you need to take a lot away from a tree, try take it in steps. Do a spring trimming and a fall trimming. Just repeat that cycle until you can manage the sight line or the beauty of that tree canopy. As you saw there, I kind of took a bottom cut to relieve some of the stress as this tends to fall. Gives it a little bit of a notch to follow as it comes down. As you can see, it leaves a little bit of a knob here that we're just going to leave. The tree will self-heal itself. If you actually come over here to the other side of the tree, a couple years ago we had trimmed this tree with a larger limb with the addition of this deck that was overtaking just kind of the focal point of this area. And you can see that this pore is now starting to fill over as the tree progresses. This was about 2 years ago. This tree will tend to stay this way and keep growing over as it heals. I also am on an insecticide and fungicide treatment to protect the tree, as this is that vulnerable point that I was talking about. I will start spraying that other side as well. So I've gotten done trimming most of the limbs that I wanted to take away, and I was just talking about that limb that may touch other things and be susceptible to pest damage. I noticed it right here. I haven't seen this one yet. This one right here in the middle actually climbs up the center trunk of the tree, winds into a lot of the leader branches on this tree. So I want to get this one out of here because that can lead to a lot of problems here with this tree. So now we're moving on to the side of the house here. We got a couple hostas and a lily, along with a red tree dogwood and a spirea. A couple of these take a different approach to getting them ready. These lilies and the hostas, we're just going to get rid of this old material here. Just dig away for it. If you look down in the bottom, you will see that new green structure that's coming up this spring. Same thing you can already see on these lilies. They're coming through, so if you just grab a handful and move those away and just kind of reveal that green there with that plant. The spirea here, you just want to cut it back, trim it up, shape it up to the way that you prefer. I'm going to take this one back into the landscape, kind of encroached on the turf last year. but we're going to take it back, shape it up. And then this red tree dogwood, which Tom had talked about a couple weeks ago, that we're going to be treating for scale. I'm going to be cutting this back. Last year it was cut back to the top of the fence, and you can see it's taken over 4 or 5 feet over the fence now. I'm going to take this to about half its size and get it back down to a manageable size. It's kind of encroaching on the property line, and it's overtaking over top of the privacy fence. So I've gotten through most of the smaller limbs that the hedge trimmer can handle. I'm now going to use these loppers, and the bigger portions of this plant, I want to use these selectively rather than the hedge trimmer, because that will dull out the blade. It's not its intended use, but it's also better practice to use a sharper object to not harm the plant. So a little trick for everybody if you're looking how to bundle up your sticks and things like that. I just have a regular bungee cord. I just lay them out on the ground, get them in line, throw a bungee cord around it. I can haul this out to the street, put this in the bag that I need, put it in the back of my truck, wherever it needs to go. It's a lot easier to carry it like this than you got sticks in your face, holding it everywhere else. Just a quick tip for you guys. All right, so we got everything cut up on this side, that red tree dogwood, the spirea, the hosta, and the lily. Just gonna finish up a few things up in the front, and then we have one crabapple tree to trim up for us at this property. If you guys have any questions, tips, tricks, how to maintain your landscape, or you're looking to add landscape, always feel free to reach out. support@chooseihos.com or 515-322-3285. Hope you guys have a great week.